Hi everyone, it's Michelle Pulowski from Family Recovery Center. So, happy Friday, and it's beautiful. So I suggest you go outside later and enjoy this before it rains. All right, so I am going to continue to talk about self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. But I found really good videos on YouTube. So I couldn't decide, and I'm going to share all four of them with you. The first one is, what is self-respect and why it is important? This is for everyone, basically. Teachers, adults, teachers, students, older children. Okay, so that one's really good. It's only 6 minutes long, and it's kind of like how you treat people and how you treat others, because that's basically what we're going to be talking about the self respect. All right, the second one is how to transform from self-neglect to self-respect. This is a TEDx Talks film or YouTube video, and it's about this man. It's very touching. It's 15 minutes long, but it is so worth it. And he talks about how he had self-neglect at first. He was an alcoholic, and then all of a sudden he did have self-respect because somebody gave him a chance. So it's very good. I recommend that one too. The third one I recommend, this third one and fourth one I'm going to talk about are Jordan Peterson films. So how to gain self-respect is the next one. And one part, it talks about self-worth, and that self-worth is self-confidence. Then the next one is powerful life advice. This is about self-respect too. This is the most recent one I found, and it's 6 minutes long. So, and it's very good. It's the same. It's respect yourself and you'll respect others. So I I recommend you watch at least one of them, but they're very good. All right, so I want to talk about, here's my paper. I'm going to put this also on these two papers on the page 2, but not the top part, but the bottom. What's more important? Okay, so, and it's a paper that talks about true or false. Would you say this? Do you think this? Or no, that's not me at all. Okay, so real quick, number one, so you think of your behavior recently, what you've done. All right. Number one, it's more important for me to approve of myself than to seek the approval of others. So you would circle true or false if that was you. Hopefully true. Okay, number two, it's more important that I don't compromise my values than it is to fit in or belong to a group. Number three, what I think about me is more important than what others think of me. That's a good one. Number four, it is more important for me to pursue my own interests than to satisfy other people's expectations. Number five, it's more important for me to say no to things that are not good for me than to say yes just to fit in or be accepted. Number six, it's more important for me to express my individuality than it is to conform to the norms of others. Number seven, it's more important for me to respectfully state my opinions than to change them for others. So we're going to talk about that too. 8, I trust myself when I have an uncomfortable feeling about something rather than rely only on other people's perceptions. So it's important to look things up. Number 9, it's more important to me that I never give up on myself, even if others do. I love that one. Number 10, I choose my own actions and make my own decisions regardless of what others might think, say, or do. So, and at the bottom, there's going to be a total. If what you scored, how many truths, how many false. So the basic idea to that exercise was to see, hopefully you chose the true. Because if you chose the true, that's good. You have that self-esteem. You have that self-respect for yourself. You have that respect for yourself. Okay? So, like that one that I said I was going to talk about, if you have opinions, we all have opinions, right? Just because you have a different opinion of something doesn't mean you're not going to be friends with someone, right? At least I hope not. So the next one is the top part, and it's how to survive a difference of opinion. So this is, everybody has a different perspective because we're not all the same. So this one is basically, you're just going to check mark the ones that are true. Like it's broken down into 3 sections: listening to different points of view, and 2 is expressing a different perspective, and 3 is changing your mind. So basically there's going to be either 2 or 3 that are correct. Okay. So listening to different points of view. Number 1, if someone takes the time to explain her point of view, I can take the time to hear her out, right? It's only respectful to do that. And you're respecting somebody else. So yes, you would check mark that. Check that, right? Check that. Number 2, I'm not going to listen to what he has to say because clearly he has no idea what he is talking about. No, you can't say that. That's just mean. Number 3, I can listen even though I might not agree. I might gain a different perspective. True, you might come out thinking, oh, I see what they mean. You might still believe what you believe, but now you have this other thought, this other point of view that you think, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, expressing a different perspective. Number 1, shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, you don't say shut up to people, right? That's not respecting others. So that definitely does not get checked. 2, it seems we have different points of view. Do you mind if I explain where I am coming from? So that's good. That's a perfect one. So you would check that. So you're admitting that you have different points of view, but here's why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. And you can tell me what you're thinking, right? Number 3, while I disagree, I understand your perspective now. Thanks for discussing it with me. I would like to share my point of view on the topic. Yes, check it. Number 4, I probably have different ideas on the matter because I've had different experiences. I would like to share those ideas with you. That's a perfect one too, because you're admitting you guys have different ideas, you have different perspectives on things, and can I share it with you? Okay. So the next one is changing your mind. There's only 3 of these. So changing your mind. You bring up some good points I haven't thought of. I will give the idea more thought. So now you might not change your mind about opinion, but you might because maybe they're right, okay? Or maybe they're wrong. Number 2, before we talked, I saw things differently. Now I see where you're coming from and it makes more sense. So it makes sense because now you have this is why they believe what they believe. We all have different past experiences. We all live it differently. Okay, number 2, before we talked, this is my cat. He's poor Paul. Before we talked, I saw things differently. Now I said that one. Number 3, you tell the other person nothing you say makes sense, but secretly you agree with them. So with her. So no, that's not a good comeback. That's not a thing that you should say. All right. So that is what I wanted to say. And I hope you enjoy this beautiful day. And it's Friday. Summer is almost here. All right. I will talk to you next week, next Friday. And I hope you have a good weekend. Bye-bye.